Okay, welcome back to Jonesy Cast. Please like and subscribe. Like the video if it's relevant and you like it. Okay, we're back on relationship advice. Posted by user DragonKiller713 just now. I need help figuring out what to say on a first one-on-one date. So last week I went on a double date with my friend and these two girls, all of us 16. My buddy was able to go on a few dates with just him and the girl a few times, but I haven't been able to due to her working and having sports. I've decided to take her out to breakfast in the morning and I don't really know what to say or how to start a good conversation. I'm a pretty socially awkward guy, but I really want things to work out between me and this girl. Can someone help me figure out what to say? Okay. So, you're 16 and I'm 32. Jesus. Dude, I remember when I was 16. It was brutal, man. It was fucking brutal, dude. Oh, I know the pain and the stress you're feeling right now. Okay, here's the first thing, okay? Number one, I want you to do this. I want you to think about what you will be doing after you finish the date with her, okay? And here's why I say that. I used to do public speaking. I grew up in church and I was a preacher's son and I did a bit of preaching myself, okay? And in all the public speaking that I did, when I got nervous, and you always get nervous, the best thing I found to do was to think about what I was going to do after the public speaking was over. And the reason that I did that was because it helps me envision the after, regardless of what happens in the period of time I'm worried about. It helps to remind me that if I fail, it's not the end of the world, okay? Now, so that's number one. Think about what you're going to do afterwards. And it's mainly to just remind you that it's not the end of the world if it all goes pear-shaped with this girl, okay? You're 16, she's 16. You don't really know what you're doing, which is why you're on Reddit. And that's not a diss. It's because you're 16, okay? And again, that's not a diss. Like, we all need time and experience to kind of show us and tell us how to act. Here's what you do. First of all, you pay for the meal. You pay for breakfast, okay? This idea of chivalry being dead is going to come back and bite a lot of men and women on the ass. You pay for the meal. And don't accept any argument, okay? Unless the reason that she says she wants to pay half is because she doesn't want to owe any man. That's fair, and I understand that. And I've had girls wanting to pay Dutch with me. Paying Dutch is splitting it evenly. So that's number two. You pay for the meal, unless that circumstance comes up. Number three, your genuine interest in this girl will come out as a result of your genuine interest in this girl. Let me explain, okay? I don't listen to what people say. I watch what they do, okay? Because what they do tells me what they want, right? So, and that's what women instinctively do. That's what they do. Here's what you will notice, okay? And if you haven't noticed already, you will notice this in the future with this girl or another, okay? Women ask men questions and then they just fucking listen to us. And it's a trap. It's a trap, bro. Because a man wants to impress. A man wants to impress the girl because he's like, I'm so in love with you with all these emotions, all these feelings, etc., right? And so we just blah, 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 and we vomit. And then she's like, fucking what? Okay, so don't talk just to fill the silence. One thing I would do is, if you're not already comfortable with silence, become comfortable with silence. Now, that is not going to help you in this situation tomorrow because it's too short a time, but in the future in general, it will. Be comfortable in the silence and not saying anything and allowing the other person to talk, okay? The first rule of counseling is don't give advice. The second is don't care for their problem more than they do. And the third is be comfortable with silence, okay? Now, the reason I say that is so that you don't get yourself in trouble by talking shit to fill the silence because she doesn't have anything to say. A lot of guys that I've known, and me included, find ourselves having to entertain someone because they're dumb as a brick and boring. Now, this girl might be really interesting, and if that's the case, Bam. It's easy done. Here's what you do. It's a level of questions, and you'll see comedians do this. A comedian will start with one joke, then they'll go inside that joke into another joke, inside that joke into another joke, and then they'll come back out into the previous joke, the second level, and then back to the first, and that is the killer punchline that gets the standing ovation, okay? So you want to ask a question, like just 3 questions. Now, she answers the first question. Ask a question about the answer, and then ask a question about that answer, and then that answer. And then after you've exhausted all those, go to the second question. Because remember, all the questions from the first question are still the first question, okay? Then you got the second question, do the same thing. Third question, do the same thing. You will learn, but you have to be genuinely interested in the answer. This relationship cannot be just about wanting to have sex with this girl. Okay, if you think you like her more than that and you want to get to know her as a person, you have to be able to listen to her and understand. Here is the one thing that women want. The one thing that is guaranteed that women want. They want to be seen. Okay, they want to be acknowledged. They want someone to see them in their struggle, in their happiness, in their joy, in their pain, and in their trauma. Okay? Men sort of do, but it's not as common. A woman wants to be seen by her man. If you can make this girl feel like she's seen by you, that she's acknowledged by you, not in that creepy kind of tell me your story kind of way, but be genuinely interested in what she has to say. Listen, and here's the number one rule. Do not interrupt. You wait until she's done talking. And then, about that long silence. See that silence? Rewind it if you have to. About this long silence after she's finished talking, to ensure that she's finished talking, right? Ask questions about everything. Ask questions about what she likes to do, about what she hates to do, what she's looking for in a relationship, what she's not, what she loves in a, ask her about her family, ask her about her interests, ask her about, does she have a driver's license? I don't know where you live, but you're 16, right? So ask her why she's interested in those things. Ask her why she doesn't like those things. There's so many questions. Ask how she got here. Ask where she's been. Ask where she thinks she's going. Ask, does she have a plan? Ask what her dreams are. Ask what her... there's so many questions that you can ask someone. It's nearly an inexhaustible list. The problem is you're nervous, and nerves get to us, right? So what you need to do is you need to just fucking relax, breathe deeply, and just ask her questions, man. And look, talk about yourself, but don't talk about yourself too much. Don't let your ego and your desire to impress her get in the way of you allowing her to be seen and heard and acknowledged and felt.